cyclic alkanes today and how to name them. And so we're using the same template that we used before. The prefix tells us the number, where the substituents are and what the substituents are. And then because we have a ring, that would be our priority. So usually we find the longest carbon chain. But now we care if there's a ring. So if there's a ring, that's what we're going to name. So we look at the ring, we count up how many chains there are in the ring, and that's our parent ring. So it'll be cyclopentane or cyclobutane or cyclopropane, something like that. And then the suffix is if we have a functional group. And we have not talked about functional groups yet, but we'll talk about that in chapter 13. So we're using basically the same format, we just put cyclo in front of the parent alkane. So then we also are going to count so we count the number of carbons, we figure out the branches, and name. It's pretty much the same, but naming, numbering is a little bit different. So this one, because we have 6 carbons in the ring, we don't really care about the longest carbon chain, we care about if there's a ring, we're going to name it based on the ring, the carbon ring. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's hexane. It's in a ring, so it's cyclohexane, and then we have 2 groups off the side. There's a rule if you have 2 O's, so like cyclooctane would be the example where you have 2 O's together, you're going to keep both of those. That's kind of weird, but that's our rule. What groups do we have on this cyclohexane? What's this group? Yeah, this one's methyl, and what's this one? Ethyl, good. We have 2 carbons ethyl group, 1 carbon methyl group. Perfect. Okay, so if we only have 1 substituent, we don't need a number because it will always be at the 1 position. You can also put the 1. So the left one could be 1 methyl cyclohexane, or you could just call it methyl cyclohexane because it's kind of redundant if there's only 1 group. This one would be butyl cyclopentane, or you could call it 1 butyl cyclopentane. So either of those. I do think Alex prefers the number, but you don't need the number. Okay, and then these are some of our rules. This is just our numbering rules. When we're numbering, we want to reduce the numbers on the carbon substituents, on the branches. So we're going to pick some substituent to number at. So always start with 1 on a substituent. And then number around. If you have 2 substituents or 3 substituents, you want to get the second substituent to be at the lower number. So try to go one way. If that's the lowest to reduce the numbers on the substituent, do that. If you can go the other way, reduce it that way. If there's more than 1 substituent, and they all have the same priority, so if they're all methyl groups, you want to get the lowest number overall. So one way you can do that is look at if you add up the numbers. So if I have, we'll look at an example too. If I have like 1, 2, 3, that probably wouldn't be a good example. So if I go 1, skip 1, 3, 4, or I go 1, 2, skip 1, 4, if I add up those, I'm going to go with the substituent numbers that give me the smallest value. Okay, let's see. If you have a tie, so let's go back to this example. If you have a tie, you could go 1, 2, 3, or you could go 1, 2, 3. Either way, they're both one's at 1, one's at the 3 position. We're going to pick the way that we number it so that the alphabetically, the thing that goes first alphabetically is first. So we're going to pick this ethyl group to go first. It will go 1, 2, 3 because ethyl comes before methyl if there's a tie. Okay. All right. Okay. So here are some examples. On the left, we have 2 methyls. So remember, we have to put di in front of that. And it doesn't matter for this one. We could name this 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. The methyl groups end up at the same swap 1 and 3. Let's see. Oh, but we wouldn't want to go the other way. So it's saying you wouldn't want to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because then your substituent is at a higher number. Okay, and then we talked about this example already. We would put the ethyl group first, because then alphabetically, the ethyl comes before methyl, so we put the ethyl at the 1 position. Okay, question so far, is that kind of making sense? Okay. All right, so try to name this one. What would we name this? Go ahead and take a minute. All right, did we find a name? What did you name this? I didn't turn my pen on. Oops, the pen moved. What did you call this one? Okay. Triethyl hexane. Okay, is there anything else that we need to add to this? Yeah, Corbin. So there's no chloros, you need cyclo? Okay. Triethyl cyclohexane because it's a cyclohexane. Okay. Cyclo. Okay, what else do we need here? Yes.
The numbers.
The numbers.
So
Okay,
1,
yes.
2, 4.
Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 4. And we put commas between the numbers, 1, 2, 4, and then a dash between the number and the letter. 1, 2, dash 4, triethyl cyclohexane. Very good. Okay, you see that? So there's a few other ways we can number this. We could go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then if we add up the numbers, if we did it that way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have 1 plus 4 plus 6. That would give us 11. If we go this way, 1 plus 2 plus 4, that gives us 7. So we've reduced the number. We could also try to number it this way. 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 plus 3 plus 4. That gives us 8. So that's one way to check. So we have numbered it the best way. We have the smallest number in the front. Okay, questions on this one? You see that? Okay, let's try another one. How about this one? How would you name this cyclic alkane?
1-chloro dimethyl cycloalkanes.
Okay, so you're saying this one should be at 1, and then which direction do you want to count? Counterclockwise. Okay. Okay, so you would say 1 chloro. Oops, chloro. And then this one is at 2, 5 dimethyl cyclohexane. Okay, does anyone want to change anything? Do you agree with that? What do you think? So I think this is almost right. I think we need to look at the numbering again. So you've put the alphabetically first thing, but we want to reduce the number. We only put it alphabetically if there's a tie.
So would we put it 1 right where the 2 is, and then count 2 for chloro?
Yep, good. So this one we would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because then our substituents are at a lower number. We want to lower the number of the substituents first. So this would be 2 chloro. We still put the chloro in the front because we want that alphabetically first. So 2 chloro, and then 1, 4 dimethyl chloro, or cyclo. I'm tricky on that. Dimethyl cyclohexane. Does that make sense? Okay, questions on that? So we only number alphabetically, based on alphabetically, if there's a tie, and we can do that. But we would want to reduce the substituents. That's our first goal. Okay, let's try one more. What would we call this? Okay, so you're saying this one's 2 chloro.
1 and 3
Good. Dimethyl
chloro
cyclo.
sorry.
Corbin, you tricked us all. Now, because I did that too. Cyclo, and then what did you say? Sorry. Pentane. Good. Cyclopentane. Okay. 2-chloro-1,3 dimethyl cyclopentane. Okay. All right. Do you feel like you could practice that in Alex? Okay. I think this is something we can do examples. But until you go through it in Alex, I think that's going to be the best way for you to practice and get comfortable with that. Okay, so that is our last slide for the day. Now you should be able to do all the topics in chapter 12. So right now, you should either work on lab 5, the pre-lab 34. You can work on your signature assignment. We have Alex chapter 12. If you haven't done that, you can also review for the final. And also keep in mind that the PI progress is due on the 16th of May. So you want to make sure that your PI progress is, you're increasing that. After chapter 12, you should be able to get about 92%. Okay, questions? Yes?
Just say you get to 100%, and then it means you do a knowledge check.
Yes.
Will you have to do that, because it'll take away?
Yes, I think so, yes. So if you got to 100% now, and then you took the chapter 13 test, and it dropped you, yes, then it would make you go back.
Then you have to redo it? Will you have to take another knowledge check after
No.
that? Okay.
Yeah, I think, look, I can go check, but I think the last knowledge check should be after chapter 12. I'll go check, but yeah, good question. Other questions? Okay.